here. Y'all know how I get down. We talking boxing, man. So y'all see from the Instagram on my main man, Jarrett Hurd, the real champ at 154 pounds, the unified champ up at 154 pounds. It seems as if that Jarrett Hurd has been nurturing some sort of injury on the low, man. According to Jarrett Hurd, he's had a torn rotator cuff this whole time, and he's been basically getting through with cortisone shots. And according to Jarrett Hurd, he fought through the Arislandi Lara fight with a torn rotator cuff, just hopped up on cortisone, right? Well, according to Jarrett Hurd, and I quote from his Instagram, "Some things we try to ignore, but I could no longer ignore this. Preparing for Lara fight, I had a slightly torn rotator cuff in my left shoulder. I was receiving cortisone shots to numb the pain, but that was only temporary. Now the issue is taken care of. Thank you to everyone that wished me luck on my procedure today, and I'll be back soon. Hashtag Swift Nation." Well, and as y'all can see me right there, you know what I'm saying, wishing him a speedy recovery, champ. You will be picking up sunlight very soon. That's the comment that I left on that particular Instagram post. And you see a slew of other boxers there, man, wishing him a speedy recovery. You got Jesse Vargas. I'm glad it went well, bro. I hope you are with a fast recovery. You see Antonio Tava, champ. I got 2 tears in my labrum, but I can't go under the knife. I'm doing an alternative treatment, PRP and stem cell replacement. I hear it's a lot of positive testimonies of success. Speedy recovery, and remember, always listen to your body. That's from one boxer to the next, because I see fans out here saying that Jarrett Hurd is, ducking Jermell Charlo somehow, some way, because he fought and beat Arislandi Lara basically with one hand. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And people are like, oh, well, why doesn't he keep going? Oh, this is bullshit. This is just he's trying to not to fight Jermell Charlo. Yo, man, that couldn't be more further from the truth. Now, to anybody, I'm just going to say this, and y'all can think what y'all want, but Jarrett Hurd was scheduled to rematch Arislandi Lara. Now, we know he just beat Arislandi Lara, took his WBA title, which made him a unified champion. And it seems as if the WBA had immediately ordered a rematch in which they had 30 days from the fight in order to do a purse bid. Or the fight will go, or to negotiate the fight, or the fight will go to a purse bid. So we seen Jarrett Hurd running around saying that he wanted to fight Kell Brook. He wanted to face Jermell Charlo. He'll face Jaime Munguia. You know what I mean? He was willing to take on anybody else, but he did not want to face Arislandi Lara, and he made it well known. And then out comes the procedure. So I'm willing to bet that if Kell Brook would have stepped up to the plate, let's just say if it would have happened, Jarrett Hurd would have possibly, asked for some more cortisone shots and let me get through the Kell Brook fight. But the fact of the matter is he was ordered to face Arislandi Lara. And I know what y'all may say. Well, main man, unifications trump all that. You know what I mean? A unification fight with Jaime Munguia would have trumped that. A unification fight with Jermell Charlo would have, did that, and which is true. But I truly believe that behind closed doors, you know what I mean, that these two already have a date. See, I recall in one of Jermell Charlo's recent interviews when it was leading up to the Austin Trout fight, he had a slip at the tongue, man. And he was like, well, in October, and then he stopped himself. As if he was kind of alluding to that these two are going to get down in October. You know what I'm saying? So instead of calling this some sort of fear of Charlo, which the man just beat Arislandi Lara, the possible top boxer at 154, but he's scared of Jermell Charlo. So, I don't get where people come from with that notion. You know what I'm saying? I would more so be down the belief of, well, maybe Jarrett Hurd is stalling for time. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to say no one's faking an injury or whatever the case may be. And maybe he could have put this procedure off till later. I don't know how much it was really affecting him. He said it was affecting him. And from what I read and hear, a torn rotator cuff, you may still can fight with it, but you're not 100%. And it will nag you not only throughout the fight, but definitely after the fight. That's from what I see. So if people want to go and say, yo, maybe the dude's killing time. Maybe he's trying to make it to that October date because he don't want to fight nobody else in between, especially not Arislandi Lara. Let's not forget, ladies and gentlemen, Jarrett Swift Hurd has done more in the last year and a half than Jermell Charlo has done his whole career. Facts. So don't give me no scared talk. There's definitely some sort of strategy involved here, and I'm willing to believe that it has a lot to do with that WBA situation. Real talk. And that's just being honest. But I do believe that him and Charlo is going to get it on eventually. I mean, I think you look at what's going on with these two. They say in Jarrett Swift Hurd's last fight, what he made about $400,000, right? Jermell Charlo made about $350,000 in his last fight. So these two are not like top purse boxers. Like, they're not getting the most money. Showtime can afford this fight. That's a plus. Also, they fight for the same manager / advisor. Plus, they fight on the same networks. Plus, between Showtime and Al Heyman, I just do not see them not allowing this fight to go on. Now, some people may believe that, well, Jarrett Swift Hurd is going to want to take a soft touch first, and then he may get in there with the name. We know the typical recovery mode. We know how this thing go. And truth be told, I can't say he ain't. I can't say he ain't, and that would actually suck. It really would. But given the work that he has already put in at this point, and looking at the succession of his last, give or take 2-3 fights, I'd say 3 fights. If he want to get a soft touch, then so be it. But he was willing to face Kell Brook and Jaime Munguia. Let's not forget that. So y'all got to understand, Jermell Charlo is the big fish. Y'all want this thing like yesterday, tomorrow. You know what I mean? Look, as you can clearly see, the numbers wasn't super strong in these two fighters' last 2 fights. They got to build this a little more. I ain't denying that. They got to. Given that Jarrett Swift Hurd has came off a very big fight with Lara, let it marinate. I'm willing to let this fight marinate for a bit. Am I willing to wait 100 years? Absolutely not. Am I willing to wait till next year? Absolutely not. I think they can do this year, in my opinion. But I think we need to wait and see. I think people are prematurely jumping on this. Jarrett Swift Hurd is not known as a soft toucher. Like, he's not known to not want to go after the best. That's been his mantra. That's been what that's the type of fighter he is. You know what I mean? So I don't have no doubt in my mind. He says he wants Charlo and Munguia, then he going to 160. And he wants Kell Brook. I mean, if Jarrett Swift Hurd is nurturing the injury, he is a fighter. Fighters get hurt. Fighters nurture injuries. They're not, in a lot of cases, they're never 100%. I just do not believe that the man has any sort of fear whatsoever when it comes to Jermell Charlo. I think he wants to make sure that the situation is right. I think he wants to make sure that this fight is built properly. And most importantly, I think they all both know what the date is. So give it time, man. Give it time there, B-side Charlo. Give it time. You will get your turn. Trust and believe. You just better be ready. But to the next video, Main Man Made Man. Don't forget to subscribe. Twitter, Made Man 511. Facebook, Main Man Made Man Boxing Forum. Google Plus, Main Man Made Man. Now, I know, fight fans, there's a lot of speculation in this vid. There's a lot of speculation in this vid. But come on, man. Is it just coincidental, perfectly coincidental, that the WBA situation is going on right now? We seen what Showtime Sean Porter did to the WBC. After he took his last fight, he went on the injury. I'm injured. I can't fight again until it's time for me to face Danny Garcia. Fighters do this time and time again. If they have a fight that they want to fight, and they know they are in a position to get that fight, well, in a lot of cases, they don't want to take interim fights and be forced to fight this guy or ordered to fight that guy, or it's a mandatory to fight this dude. In some cases, they stall it out just to get the fight that they want. Everybody calls Keith Thurman all of these names because he's a fighter who wants his body to heal. These dudes are not robots, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes they get hurt, and sometimes they need a little time off. But in the case of my main man, Jarrett Swift Hurd, I think he goes right at the so-called hungry lion or cub or whatever he is, the B-side. And I think he's coming right for him in sunlight. And y'all know what I mean. So to the next video. Peace out.